There we are. Greetings all, and welcome to our weekly Q&A Inner Den. How are all you lovely humans doing today?
Good.
Amazing. I'm so excited I can't stand myself, so I just need to explode a little and be
I
excited
think you
about the
should.
fact that I won $1,000 US yesterday on school.
Sweet. That made me want to go do that.
Well, I'm telling you, it has been a real adventure, and I love Matthew. He is incredible, and he has done a great job with that program. And it's a perfect example of, no matter what level you're at, no matter where you're at in your ascension process, um, there's always something else to learn, and not even necessarily learn. It's more about it's more about accepting that somebody else can teach you something. Like, you literally have to put your ego aside and become the student again. And I think it's really important as we do this work to remember that we are both the teacher and the student.
Yeah.
And man, the creativity in how they're and how he's walking people through the shadows, it's masterful. And I totally dove in, and it's been fantastic. And then I got rewarded for doing my homework. And
Yay.
who doesn't love that? Like, oh my God. So, yeah, it's been great. So, my week has held both, and I'm sure all of us will have similar stories about holding the excitement and then holding the WTF is going on in the world right now, and why am I here? Because this is terrible. You get a little bit of both. So I'm celebrating the win because, when we do this work, it's not easy. It's hard. And being an entrepreneur is hard, and life is hard. That going up that hill before we get to that peak is hard. So when you get these tiny little micro wins, I have learned you celebrate, you celebrate, you celebrate, because that's what makes it worth keep going when you get those little wins every now and then. So I'm curious because, the last couple of weeks, we've been talking about the hard stuff. I'm curious, where's some wins? Anne Marie, tell us your win.
I shared it just a few mornings ago. Maybe it was yesterday. I had the perfect morning. I got up at 5, got on my Stairmaster. I made space so I could work out with my mat and my weights and my whatever. Because when I had a personal trainer a few years ago, I wrote down all my exercises, especially when you're starting over, and I'm starting over. So I did 3 sets of my routine. I got on my 6:30 Zoom to do A Course in Miracles, and then I went for a walk. Oh, and it was still dark. So I did a meditation because I was waiting for it to get light enough to go for a walk. And while I was meditating, I went, oh my God, this has been the perfect morning. So I just sat there and celebrated and just went, wow, yay. So I had a celebration, and then I went for a walk.
Well, I love that because a couple of weeks ago, I can remember, I don't know if we were out somewhere or whether you were at my house, but we talked about that you needed to get that schedule dialed in, and you did it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been a couple of weeks because I was going to hire you. And
Yeah.
then I thought, I have this many cards. I have a lot of cards that I could just follow. I know what to do. Anyway, so yeah, I just went ahead and did that. But I do need to hire you for something else. Maybe 2 things.
We have talked about a Reiki master course.
Yes. Well, and I have a video that says I already am this. So I'm thinking I need to do that pretty quick.
Yes. Okay. Well, I've
Well,
also
you
talked to
don't wait
Spencer.
until you have it before you
Yeah.
you have it. You feel you are it, and then it happens. So when we had talked about that too, anyways, so it's like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, we
okay.
have two. We have two. So I'll put it out to the universe if anybody else is ready. We are collecting a group to do the master certification. Yes.
So that's a nice switch from the grief and the loss of the astrology from, was it a week ago, and all the stuff. So that's a nice switch. Uh it's nice.
You're coming through that beautifully. Yes.
Yeah.
Emily, we haven't seen you for a couple weeks. I'm excited to catch up. Where are you at? What are your wins? What have you been up to?
Well, I've been busy, work, 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 work. So it's busy. I feel like when Anne Marie, when you were talking, I feel like sometimes I have the perfect morning or the perfect afternoon or whatever, and I don't celebrate it. Sometimes you're busy and you just, you know, go about your day and you kind of forget to go like, wow, this was perfect.
Exactly. And that's good noticing, right? That's good
Mhm.
awareness.
Thank
Because it
you.
doesn't my pleasure. It doesn't take long. It's like, oh my God, it just all fell into place. Maybe I should have danced a little bit. I might have been whatever, but take a minute and celebrate for sure.
Yeah, I like that. I like that because I've had a pretty good couple weeks, just super busy, so just not enough time to actually be grateful for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's big. And taking the time to acknowledge it. That's how we bring the manifestation in, right? Is by acknowledging it, is by being grateful, is speaking to the trees and telling them how much you love them and are appreciative of their protection and care and whatever they're doing for you. It's like it's that acknowledgement, taking that moment, that the in between moments where the magic lives, when it's always go 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 go, we're mimicking machines.
Mhm.
And it feels like when you celebrate whatever it is, it anchors it in and it allows more to come. Like I'm expecting more.
Right. Yeah. Now, Christina, can you find some gold even with your little tootsie?
I'm struggling to find some gold.
Christina broke her foot 2 days ago, so
Oh,
Just the pinky toe.
the pinky toe got a owie.
Yes. Um, it hasn't been very painful the last 2 days. It was quite painful. Um, more Sunday, like I did it on Saturday. And it was self-inflicted.
She massaged broke her toe.
Yeah.
how the hell do you do that?
That's what I said. From somebody who is sometimes very aggressive with toes, knock on wood, in the 15 years, I've never broken a toe. And then Christina went and broke her own toe by massaging it.
Um, yeah, they've always been really sensitive, and I broke this foot a couple years back, and so I think it was just more maybe delicate. Yeah, I was just kind of wiggling it, and I just heard a crack, and I thought, oh, I popped the joint, whatever, because we do that, and yeah, that wasn't it. So now Sunday, I just kind of sat in my bed all day, so my foot was at least at hip level, and yeah, and then it's taped up really well now. And yesterday, I had almost no pain at all, and then today, little bits now and then. Um, so we'll see. We'll see uh, how this goes. It takes some time for healing, um, and yeah, it's just taped up tight right now. So yeah, it's a little bit hard to find the gold, I guess. if it's healing well, I can be grateful for that.
Well, you got a whole day in bed on Sunday, and I remember us talking and you saying that how great you felt on
Yeah,
Monday, and I'm like, "Yeah, because you had a
did.
whole day in bed, like, it made you rest."
I did, and that was amazing. Um, but yeah, no, here I am. And it's just such a delicate balance now because obviously I don't want to push it too hard, but I also don't want to use it as an excuse to not do anything. So yeah, just balancing all that. Oh, and the gold. So I don't know who knows what, but my kitchen island fell apart. So well, it cracked and the granite separated, and it's a mess. And it was over a week ago, and they're coming tomorrow morning at 8:30 after
Oh, good, finally.
pushing. Yeah, so, it'll be great to not have to share a fork in the house because you can't open the drawers in it, and that's where the silverware is. And there was one fork because I hadn't brought it downstairs to wash it yet.
Yay for having a fork in your room.
Yay for yeah, yeah.
And what I've found over this last week too, it's where can you find those golden moments? Like, everything that's happening in the world, there has to be a perspective shift in why and how we move forward out of it. So, celebrating a day in bed, even though your toe's broken, man, you got to spend a whole day doing nothing. When do we allow ourselves to do that? Like, it literally takes breaking a body part to slow us down sometimes. Like, look what Emily was saying. Go, 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 go.
It did slow me down, but I also like, it really did because on Sunday, I felt like I didn't even have the brain capacity to do even anything online or anything like that, like, just
It
watching
was a total
YouTube and
glitch.
sleeping and, yeah, because of the pain, I just didn't feel well.
Well, and in this screen time challenge that I'm in, I think I'm on day 25 or something. So it's been almost a month that I've been doing it. And one of the challenges was, are you able to do a full detox day with no phone?
Mhm.
I love that. I do that all the time on the weekend. And sometimes it's not even intentional. I just
It
leave.
just
I
happens,
forget my phone at home and I'm gone and I'm like, "Oh, perfect."
right?
I love it. I absolutely love it.
Yeah. Well, and I love that's one of the reasons why I love the challenge, because I think when the world we live in and choose to navigate with the teachings and how long we've been working the program, our lives are different. And so when I witness being in this kind of a program where people are literally giving their phone passwords to family members so that they can't go on their phone, like, the addiction's real. And all of these ways that they have been very creative in figuring out how to detox themselves from the digital world. We're also, most of us, Gen X, right? And so, we didn't grow up with having a phone in our hand, but this um, demographic that I am witnessing and observing right now, it's a thing. So I think it's great that we are so able to sit on a different vibration and not allow what the world is doing really affect us. But then to step into the world and watch how it's affecting everyone around you, I felt like I was the eye in the storm, just witnessing and hearing and watching how people are trying to navigate the digital realm and the massive addictions that's happening with the phones. Like, it because it's in our world, but to actually dive in and see the tools they're using and how they're trying to detox people, it's been fascinating. It's been a very interesting experiment. And it also gave me permission to stop judging myself so hard on my phone use. Because I'm like, you know, I don't know if any of you guys are like, oh my God, I'm on my phone again. Like awesome. I got to get another code for my computer. Like, you're always, even when you're trying to do computer work, you're being pulled back to your phone because it's got to, you know what I mean? I can remember my tax lady going, wait a second, another code. And she was bitching about the fact that she spends more time answering codes, getting the login codes, than actually using her computer. She's like, it's ridiculous.
That frustrates me too. Like,
Yeah.
you wanna go onto a website or order something, or it's like, or something that's productive, and, "Oh, my phone's on a different floor, and I gotta go get it."
Security code, security code,
Yeah,
security
and it
code,
happens.
security code, through the phone, through
Like,
the phone.
I'm all for security, but what happened to just, like, I don't know, passwords, and can you just have, like, an extra password or something? Can we opt out of this? What if you don't have a cell phone?
You can't do these things.
Yeah, they've literally
Think of
made
all
it
the seniors that can't do these things,
right,
and
True.
they probably don't care.
and they don't.
Well, some do, but some don't. And like working in
Most
social services, we do see seniors who come in who are very computer and phone illiterate, and they need assistance not because they're dumb, but they don't know this stuff.
they haven't,
They've
yeah, they
never
haven't
learned
grown up.
it. And like your learning curve changes as you get older.
Mm.
And like yeah, they need assistance for things that they should be able to just phone someone and have someone help, but that's not even the reality sometimes.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, so it makes me wonder, what else can we be grateful for? What else can we take those moments that we're not appreciating because it's now just our normal, and bring that awareness of appreciation back into it? Because we've worked so hard to get to where we're at.
Yeah, being healthy, being able to work out, that is
Right,
something that we should all be grateful for.
right,
We forget.
right.
You forget it until something happens, until you can't do it anymore because you have a broken toe.
Or a broken leg. A year and a half ago, I had a broken
You
leg.
had a broken leg a
Yeah.
year and a half ago, right? Yeah. And so what I guess that's, what I'm going to be looking forward to this week is more, where else can I show gratitude? Where else for what I'm doing in my life can I be grateful for, that I'm doing now, that I'm doing way better than I had a couple of years ago? Like, just taking that inventory, taking a couple minutes and taking that inventory, and where am I killing it?
Your apartment is killer. Like, you should be grateful every minute in your apartment because it's killer. It's a great apartment. And they
I
cut
love
away
where I'm
branches, and you have this stunning view. It's like, "What?" Like,
at, and
amazing. I have a nice
every
place, but yours I want yours.
right. I it is the one thing that has kept me, like, when I first landed here and it was so dark, coming out off that divorce and landing back into Canada, it was so dark. And being gifted this place, I literally saw the view, saw my view in my head while I was still in the States. This is what I want
Nice.
my view to look like. This is what I'm calling in.
Mhm.
And then I called it in. And when I
Perfect.
started on school and we went to that event and I saw Matthew and found out that he was giving away $1,000 every week for those who did their homework, I claimed that shit. That's
I'm
mine.
claiming it now.
And to be fair, it was mine.
Yeah, I love that. I
So,
so love that.
and it reminded me when I was actually in Cranbrook with my parents a couple years ago, when everything was shut down and they were doing online bingo, and
Yeah.
bingo is not my thing. It's not my thing, but they were doing it. So I'm like, fine, we can do online bingo. And I said to her, if you're going to make me do this, I'm winning. She's like, you're not going to do it for the first time and win. I'm like, if you're going to make me sit down and do it, I'm winning. And guess who won? There's this energy I've been experimenting with. Well, and clearly it worked last week because now I'm $1,000 US richer. well, I'm claiming, owning it, that, when we've been doing all this work in trying to manifest softly and it's okay. Well, it's not okay. I want the money. So I'm starting to talk to the universe differently. I deserve this. I command this. Bring this to me now. I'm adding a little bit more spice into my requests because, you know, Queen's command, I guess, is where I'm going with this. And if we're going to own the energy, then we get to also direct the energy. And I think part of women claiming their essence and their energy and becoming whole back in their bodies, it's okay to own what we want. We've done enough work that we know what love isn't. We know when our bodies feel good and when they don't feel good because we've done the experimentation for the last decade. And so for me, it's like, what's the next step? We always ask this in our classes. Show me the next step. What is the next step? What are we going to create next? Now that we've kind of, if you're not ready to necessarily call yourself a master, but we're getting really proficient in our skills. What's the next step? Where are you going to find that edge next? And so this is what I've been playing with. And well, so far it's going well.
Awesome.
It's a step in the right direction in the financial stream, but I first asked for 1,000, now I've asked for 7,000, and I've asked for 777,000 as well. I speak that out loud because words are spells. I want that
I'm a multimillionaire because I exist.
because I exist, right? And so how do we bring more of that in? What energy do we need to house to call that in? And gratitude for what we already have is part of the key. Acknowledging that space.
I think we also all have the ability to trust and surrender, but this is different. I command, or I claim and command that financial abundance just fall into my lap, please, this week. Let's be, clear and concise and creative with that.
Exactly. Exactly.
I
I
love
see your
it.
hamster's turning over there, Emily. What you got?
Oh yeah, no, of course. I absolutely love it. Gratitude is so powerful.
Yeah.
So I love it. Why don't we do that? Let's do that. Let's do the challenge. Let's see what the next week brings. Let's just bring it on.
Yeah.
Yeah. And set the intent to, document it. And when we show up next week, what did you find? What were your findings when you chose to really pay attention to your schedules? And what part of your schedules are you killing?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
We're so busy and we've been programmed to stalk the shadows. I think it's time to stalk the light. Because there comes a time where the assessments have to come in both realms so that you can make your next steps. What are you killing? What doesn't need to be changed right now? We're always refining and tweaking. Just like what love isn't, it will help us find what love is. What are we killing? So it may open up once we have dialed in what we're doing really great, then that may leave rooms for shifts for something else. But I think focusing on the gold, what we're doing really well, will give us different answers.
Yeah.
I don't know how things are over in Alberta and in Cranbrook, but it's been really like rainy and drizzly and sucked in and clouds and heavy and today the sun came out and it was 19 degrees and
Wow.
yeah, and the puppies and I went down to the river or the lake and threw the ball and they went swimming and the whole thing and I was like, I am so grateful that almost at the end of October, I'm having a beach day with my babies.
Yay.
And I just sat there with so much love and gratitude and just letting the sun beat on me. It's like, we're not going to have very many of these days left. So live in it. Like it's, this could be the last day of our life. Suck that energy into your body. Like, take those moments and make sure you squeeze all the juice.
When
I
you
think
can. When you can. We had a couple hours of sunshine today and I was stuck in an office and couldn't get out. So I was like, oh my
you
God,
could
I
just
just want to
see
be
it. You could just see it out there.
outside.
That's
Because
when you
it's
pretend you need a pee break and just go stand outside for a minute. That is the problem with the corporate cages, right?
There's no flexibility, that's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. So you find ways to navigate it, even if you can get outside it at lunch or something, just making physical efforts to get outside and let the sun hit your body is a game changer. Well, it is for me. It is for me. And I'm not the only human on this planet. And we know that the sun is a battery and it feeds us. So I was very grateful for that today. And excited to hang out with you guys. Because the one thing that I am noticing on this platform, and Christine and I talked about earlier, is that people are so lonely and so isolated right now. And finding communities that care and have depth and have the capacity to hold. And, if we're stocking the gold, this community is gold. And the people that show up to collaborate are gold. And I appreciate you all so much for doing this work with me. It's a big deal. It is. And I don't take it for granted. I don't. So I'm excited to see what comes next. There is whisperings of maybe an Ireland retreat. So that's exciting next April.
Wow.
So keep that in your dreaming mind.
Wow.
There's
I've been to
also
Ireland many times, so
Huh?
oh sweet. I've been to Ireland so many times.
Have
It's
you?
cool. Yeah.
I've never been. This will be a first for me.
It's
The retreat's going to be held in a castle.
wow.
So I'm pretty excited about that. Also excited about a collaboration with some of the authors to do a trip to Teo sometime next year. So there will be a couple of retreats coming up next year. So hopefully we can all gather and go somewhere and hang out together. That would be so fun. That's one thing, Emily, you haven't been on a trip with us yet.
No, it's very difficult with a very strict amount of days off. And I have every year I go back home because I'm very aware that I don't have that many years left with my parents. So I am going 2026. My trip is already booked. I am going the first 2 weeks of April to Quebec. because it's kind of like the maple syrup season. So
Maple syrup season. I'm
I'm gonna
excited
go,
for maple syrup season.
yeah, I'm gonna go help out and do that. But yeah, it is very difficult to not have an unlimited amount of days off, and not being able to take unpaid is a big deal to me. So there's good and bad to every job. I have a pretty good job, but there's also the downside of, you know,
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, and you never know what next year is going to bring. You just don't. So keeping our options open. Keeping our options
absolutely.
open. Yeah. So what else is coming up for you guys?
I want Emily to take pictures when she goes and works with the maple syrup. My grandpa used to do that. He had land in Quebec as well when I was little, and I remember having all the things on the trees and the buckets hanging, and yeah, and then just having it on snow in the winter time.
Yeah. Oh, it's so good.
Certain
Yeah.
experiences only some children get to
Yeah,
live,
but
right?
adult children can experience them too.
And again, it's not something that I was ever grateful for, because that was just
It was just part of your life.
that
Mhm.
was just part of it. And really, as a kid, it was more like, oh, I gotta go help out again. 'Cause that's the family farm. Like, you don't even realize that it's a privilege to do that.
Right. Yeah, I felt the same way living in the foothills, at the base of the Rocky Mountains. It's the same thing. And now living in the mountains. Um, as a child, you don't understand how special that is
Mhm.
and how much more connected you are to the earth when you live in the mountains. And then travel around the world. And I can remember being in Norway, and we drove right from the northern tip or the southern tip all the way to the northern tip. We were gone three weeks, and driving through the mountains, I was like, this is just like Canada, but older. Like the mountain tops are round, whereas our mountains are jagged. And but besides that, energy was the same. The mountains felt the same. I was like, this is just like driving at home. And I was shocked. But it took me till I was, in my 30s to understand that, we live in paradise here. So again, grateful for the surround, not just the view, but the mountains themselves. Well, and the Andeans would call them the Apus, like they are literal deities in the Peruvian culture, and I never heard that concept growing up, or even in my early adulthood. It's only been since working with Jorge that I've understood the spiritual connection with the mountains, the Apus. So that's deepened my relationship and wanting to learn more and connect deeper. I think we're pretty grateful. I know I am for where we live, where I choose to live. I think this is the only place that you can have all the paradise without all the deadly bugs.
Exactly.
Like, yes, we've got big furry creatures, bears and all that kind of stuff, but we don't have poisonous snakes and spiders and like all the creepy crawly
Well,
sort
you
stuff.
do have some poisonous snakes and spiders, just not so many of them.
Well, and not ones that will like kill you in seconds. Although for the first time ever, this summer, the praying mantises. I've had so many praying mantises on my deck.
It was
Wow.
a crazy year for that.
I didn't even know they lived in BC. I lived in Cranbrook for 10 years and never saw a praying mantis. The only time I've ever seen one is in Arizona when I was in Sedona. And not only were they on my deck, one night I came in and there was a praying mantis sitting on my sink by where you turn the sink knobs, and I like screamed. I was like, "What the are you doing in my kitchen?"
Next time I scream, I'm gonna remind you you scream too.
There was a praying mantis in my sink, like, and like, so yeah.
Well,
and
and
it's gonna
remember
ride.
the crazy bugs I saw this year? Those are crickets. Remember I said that I saw these really big bugs? Like, really big, like this big, like, hideous. Those are the crickets that keep you up at night.
Are
I've
they
lived here
cicadas?
17 years, and I've never seen them, and I saw them all over the place.
Yeah,
So there
well,
was
things
a
are
year of
changing.
bugs or something.
Things are changing.
Yeah.
We have a lot of ladybugs this year. Like a lot.
Yeah.
That happens too. I can remember that happening in Cranbrook. Yeah. So, homework for this week? Stock and joy. Taking a moment to figure out what we're grateful for, what routines are working,
Yeah.
what we're killing.
Yeah.
I love that for us.
Definitely. What is possible? Like,
Exactly.
when we claim it, what is actually possible? We're gonna find out next week when we meet again. Because we're gonna find out it's amazing.
Exactly. And Emily and Emery, if you guys want to join our book launch, I can send you the QR code for that. We got a week left to join the book launch. And Laura and I, the publisher, talked this morning, and we're going to do a free workshop for
Tomorrow.
those who join the book launch. So it'll be an intimate group. However many people join, they will be given a free
Is
workshop.
that tomorrow morning? No,
No,
that's another thing you're doing. Okay.
no. Oh yeah. Tomorrow I am doing a workshop with Laura on my ebook, The Boundary Queen.
Yeah.
That's in the Brave Healer Productions group.
Yeah. I'm going to that.
Awesome. I will see you tomorrow then. But yes, the workshop for the people who join the launch team, that will be in December at some point after we get back from the retreat.
Okay.
So yes, I think that's all we've got for this week. It was great hanging out with you, Emily. It was great to see you after a couple of weeks of craziness.
Yeah, I just missed
Always
last
nice to
week.
see
It
you,
was
Emily.
absolutely crazy last week, but we'll see. You know, life is just busy, and there's just so much time, and I'm getting old and tired and go to bed early, so I have to fit it all in.
Well, feel free to tap in to Michonne and send her some love, and just tapping into where she's at. She is at a global gathering of firewalkers all over the world, and they're doing an intensive and spreading energy. So if you're looking to draft some energy, just tap into Scotland, tap into her, and she's got a big week.
No kidding.
All week.
Very
I think
cool.
she leaves today or tomorrow. I can't remember. But yeah, she'll be doing some big stuff this week in Scotland. So I love that for her too.
Yeah, absolutely. Nice
All
to
right,
see you all
loves.
again.
Yes. Enjoy your week. Happy joy hunting. And we'll see. Oh, and also, if you're around on Sundays, I'm doing story time. I'm reading out of the Shamanic Leadership book. So feel free to come hang on Sundays. We only do it for about half an hour. So if you're around, that's where we'll be.
Sounds good.
Awesome.
All right, loves. Bye.
Okay, bye.
Bye.